There's nothing more entertaining than watching a YouTuber losing his ground and start playing victims. For those who wonders, no, he doesn't get cancelled. And the videos has nothing to do with him getting cancelled. It's just another niche picking videos on Zenless Zone Zero with say baity titles. It's kind of misleading, so if this videos is in movies, I would rate it lower than the Snow White, and if it's a game, I would rate it lower than Concord, even though I have never watched Snow White and I've never played Concord. So Saintontas, a content creators who find his success out of criticizing the game MiHoYo and probably glazing the shit out of Woowa. I'm not so sure about that cause I don't really watch his content on Woowa, but I do came across with some of his content on the Zenless Zone Zero. I even made a videos out of him, basically criticizing on the part that he's criticizing Zenless Zone Zero for what it's not, basically doing a lot of misleading and probably intentionally, especially on the HP inflation part. The guy made his career out of criticizing the game Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact. Those games has actually done something pretty diabolical, like the word HP inflation has become a pretty heat topics. Is directly contributed from the Honkai Star Rail. I do play some Genshin as a casual and some of the stage design of the Spiral Abyss is kind of questionable. And one thing that Zenless Zone Zero has in common with these games is that they share the same company. They are all owned by MiHoYo. I think he was doing pretty well on criticizing the Honkai Star Rail and the Genshin, and of course the Woowa content, which is his game, but somehow he began to target on the Zenless Zone Zero. What I want to say is that his content resonates with the audience really well when he's talking about Genshin and the Honkai Star Rail, because a lot of Woowa's player play Genshin before, and criticizing Genshin would somehow give a sense of validation on their decision on moving to the new game. And Genshin and Honkai Star Rail do mess up here and there, but I think we don't really have that kind of audience in the Zenless Zone Zero that is basically Genshin refugees. And plus that Zenless Zone Zero is in fact a good game, so his content on Zenless Zone Zero actually fall flat, and it actually doesn't resonate with people who actually play Zenless Zone Zero. So that's why he got so many lashback. But recently he kind of ran out of the materials to shit on the Zenless Zone Zero because Zenless Zone Zero doesn't really have much issue with, especially after he got called out on the HP inflation issue. The HP inflation definitely happened, but it's not a problem in Zenless Zone Zero because the game was too easy. And anyone who plays Zenless Zone Zero for a while would know that. And for a while ago, he posted these videos. I thought he's a professional gaming critic. I didn't realize that he just turned his job into a professional victims. I watched a little bit of the videos, but he basically started the videos by reading some comments that is criticizing him with some likes and called that a cancellation.
This is the misinformation that's spoke about in the Bible. When this video gets edits out and only to spread they're not even speaking English at this point. I think that, imagine how pathetic you Woowa CCs are just casually spreading misinformation for Kuro Tencent.
And the rest of the videos has nothing to do with canceling at all. And he's not gonna get cancelled because nobody is canceling him. They are just memeing on him. And the rest of the videos is just as usual, niche picking this and that and everything, which pretty much any other game also has its own flaws. I mean, like, it's totally fine to not like a game and talk a little bit about it of why you don't like it, but when you're like trying to find all the angles that doesn't even exist. So that's why I was making fun of him of like how impressive it is to came out with so many angles to shit on the Zenless Zone Zeros that people doesn't feel like it's actually real. And when criticizing the game doesn't work, he sought out to criticize the community, calling out Zenless Zone Zero is an elitist community. Like, come on, any game has that. Like, even Woowa has that. And the videos that you're criticizing to, that guy is not even an elitist. You are just framing him. And when that doesn't work, he tried to chase off the bigger content creators in the Zenless Zone Zero like EO. He made multiple videos about him, even like clowning on him, like this thumbnail, because it actually works. Like when he did it to Mr. Pokey in Honkai Star Rail. Like you could see dozens of Mr. Pokey face. Saintontas has the record of chasing down the bigger content creators like this. A typical drama farming behavior. The choice of his topic is actually even worse. The Zenless Zone Zero community is becoming insufferable. I click into that videos. The videos that he was reacting is the one with the Wuwa community is becoming insufferable. Bro doesn't even want the titles. The negative things about his favorite game. HP inflation got worse. No, it doesn't. Zenless Zone Zero's endgame pissed people off. It pisses you off because you're mad about having nothing to critique. Zenless Zone Zero cancel him with talks about that. People are just memeing on you. Like, do you know what actually get people cancelled? If you get involved with some kinds of like rug pools with the crypto coin, like the Saintontas coin, and you scam the shit out of people, then yes, you deserve to get cancelled. Or backstabbing Tecton with the Sword of Excalibur about like hundreds of times, like Rasu. Or maybe coming out with some kinds of like overpriced courses, like how to cosplay oiled up Changli and charge it $100 to see you demonstrate it online. Or maybe eating pineapple pizza. And you're not doing any of that, you're not gonna get cancelled. You are just getting meme. And I came across this channel, Russi. So basically his channel's thumbnail is looking like some kind of commentary videos rage baiting. But it's actually the Cunning hair showcases on how he defeated the endgame content with his 3 most basic agent in the game. Yeah, this one got me laughing. Billy Cook the Tourist. Saintontas finally loves Zenless Zone Zero. The channel is trying to prove that the Saintontas is wrong, cause he did said if you don't have Astra and Miyabi, the game is somehow unplayable. I'm not sure if this is what he actually said, but that's basically his message. Like bro, I account reviewed the other day, an account without Miyabi and Astra, I could get 6 star on Deadly Assault. And I believe that the other account I reviewed it, that also doesn't have Miyabi and Astra, he could get A rank on Shiyu 6 and 7. And it's a few months old account. Cause he couldn't even max out his Wenjin. And I also made this VOD on my own account. I got 9 star without Miyabi and Astra. But I spent a lot of time playing this game, and this guy probably spent even more. He's too good to make the point to reflect the state of the game. But so do the Saintontas, but at the other side of the spectrum. He doesn't play enough Zenless Zone Zero, and he's not coming in with good face. But what's proved the point? Over 50% account could get 9 star in Deadly Assault. This one actually proved the point. The game isn't too hard, like period. And to get all the polychrome, you only need 6 star. I think this comment actually got it. Imagine this, you're just enjoying a game you love. Sure, it's not perfect, but the dev announced an anniversary update that improves it. It might not be groundbreaking compared to other games, but for your community, it's a good step and people are excited. Then you check YouTube and see a big content creators dumping all over it, downplaying every improvement and mocking anyone who's happy about it. Even worse, he keeps going, farming drama for views. Slander the whole community and calling people brainless just because they fell for his bait. Like of course, some people are gonna fall for it, but it's bait. That's how rage bait works. But turning around and saying, see, they're all toxic, is manipulative. I think what actually happens is that he kind of loses his ground on HP inflation, but he decided to keep going on with his narrative and niche picking the problem even more so that he could win the credibility back. And I think it's a pretty desperate attempt. He's trying to hold his ground by grabbing this imaginary rope and spiral himself into this delusional shithole. It's almost like he's the definition of confirmation bias. This is the first time I see a visualized examples of confirmation bias. For those who don't know what confirmation bias is, you basically have an idea first, then you find things and evidence that support your ideas, but ignore all the one that doesn't support your idea. And if you want to have an objective point of view, you want to gather the information first, then you figure out the ideas based off these information. But I do think that confirmation bias is what pretty much everyone has, but Saintontas push shit to the next level. And the other issue that I have with him is that if you couldn't clear the endgame content casually, then the game is doomed. It's not worth it to play. But that's not how any gacha game works. You stay in the game is because of the gameplay, the story, the vibe. If the game is not fun in itself, then the endgame challenge wouldn't matter. And I don't think normal people would have choose the game based off the endgame content. It is the overall experience. And he act like, oh, I can't clear the Shiyu casually, this game sucks. But again, I'm just spectating. I don't have any ill wills for the guys. I don't think he's the bad person. He's just annoying, but annoyingly entertaining. Yeah, and I guess that's about it. Thank you for listening to my rant. If you like it, like and sub, and see ya guys.